From every strand on the line of your reel, to the rods, to the anglers, to the lures on the end of your hook, let's talk about those big bass here on Co-Angler's Corner with your hosts, Rob Welch and John Stoudinger.
Good evening, everybody. I'm John.
How y'all are? Cajun Rob here hanging out with you.
Well, it's finally gotten to be winter in New York, where I'm at. I have about 2 inches of snow on the ground.
Wow.
Which is okay. I'll accept 2 inches of snow.
Not bad.
No.
I think by the end of the week I'll have 2 inches of rain on the ground here, so it is what it
Nice.
is.
Yeah, nothing we can do about it, right?
Yeah, I know it. Let's go with the punches. Roll with it.
That's it. So tonight's guest is Kathy Schodts. She's based out of Texas, competes in events and organizes the WBPT. That's a platform that encourages female anglers and allows them to be competitive in fishing to enhance their skills. And they built pretty much a community out of it. Kathy received success by securing a position of co-angler champion on Toledo Bend in the second event this past year. So if you have any questions about Toledo Bend or Kathy, go ahead and ask away. Let's bring her up. Hello.
Hey, Kathy.
Hi, guys.
Oops.
How's things in the great state of Texas today?
Pretty warm, actually. You wouldn't even know it was December and
Oh,
Christmas
wow.
Eve tomorrow. So it's like probably like 80 degrees outside.
Dang, that's unreal.
Yeah, I know, but our weather's always like bipolar, so you never know.
I know the feeling. Same here.
I'm in New York and everything's bipolar up here, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go up there so bad. My nephew's actually stationed up there.
Okay,
Oh,
where
cool.
at? Fort Drum?
Beats the hell out of me. Somewhere, he's in the Army, so.
Okay, Fort Drum. That's
Yep.
there's only one place in New York.
Then that's it.
Yep. And you know what? That's only half an hour away from the St. Lawrence River. So
Really?
Ooh.
Well,
yes.
he's huge in fishing, everything. He can actually kick my butt in fishing, like hands down. So I wouldn't doubt that he's up there doing that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So if you don't mind telling us a little bit about your background, how you get started into fishing.
I've been fishing for fun all my life, going with my dad, my papa, my great grandfather, and it's just been fun. And being a kid, your attention span isn't always there. So just I always remember running around and actually letting all the live bait go behind my dad's back. But it's like free the fish. But so I just grew up doing all that, and then always watched Bill dance and just thought it'd be awesome to go and fish, the Bassmaster and things like that. And then just that was it. And then one day, Wendy Lou sent me a message through Facebook and said, have you ever thought about fishing tournaments? And I was just like, I didn't think that was an option. I thought you had to like fish and win your way into tournaments. I didn't know how all of it went. And she sent me some information. I checked it out to make sure it was all legit, and it was. And that was back in 2020. And I'm very shy, very to myself, everything. That was totally out of my comfort zone. And hopped in my truck and got my poles together. I had never bass fished ever. Like,
Okay.
I'll catfish,
Wow.
I'll salt fish. I have never bass fished. I have never fished with any soft plastics or anything. It was always live bait or, just dead whatever, stick it on hook, throw it out.
Yeah.
So I stole whatever my dad had on what I got from him, and then my husband's lures, and grabbed some fishing poles and headed on to East Texas. I can't remember the first lake was Sam Rayburn. So went down there and met everybody, and went out and fished. My first tournament, I caught I caught a catfish and I caught a perch.
There you go.
Yep.
So I didn't get skunked, but of course I got the wrong species.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and then it just started from there. And the ladies were amazing and are amazing. Like, they have showed me so much and taught me so much, and we've just become family. And it's been great.
Awesome. And that's a big lake to start off your first lake. That's
It
a huge
is.
lake.
It's also
And
been a lake that has kicked my butt. Like, I do not like Rayburn.
I hear she's the one who taught Castledine about Table Rock.
Oh.
No. But no, if anybody has any questions or comments, go ahead and type them in for us, and we'll make sure Kathy gets a chance to answer them for you. Being a female angler in a male-dominant sport, have you had any challenges to overcome?
Not too much. Like, because I'm a co-angler, I don't get I'm not having to deal so much with like a male boater and things like that too much.
Right.
Now, going shopping for stuff, I've had more interaction with the males and stuff like that, and they just kind of give me a weird look. And when I know what I'm looking for, and I'm specific, and I'm just like maneuvering around and things. And then I end up having some of the greatest conversations and meeting some males, and they're just like, I tell them that, I've got a tournament coming up, and they're like, wow, really? So you're like one of those pros? And I'm like, oh no.
Not quite. Not yet.
I wish. I was like, I am not there. But it's been great. Like, so it's been a positive side for me. Which I'm very
awesome.
thankful.
Great.
Awesome.
Here's a comment from you from Kat. She hasn't put the brakes on fishing ever since. She's awesome fisherwoman. Go Kathy.
There you go.
I love Kat. She's the sweetest.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the things, and Barking Ruger says, hello, Podnas. Rhonda Pitt says, hi, Kathy.
Hi, Rhonda.
Yep, and we have Rhonda coming up here next month talking about chatterbaits.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And Paula Wilson says, what's your favorite technique?
So I'm going to have to go right back to Texas rig for right now. That's my comfort zone.
Yep.
So I'll throw on a Cinco or a brush hog, and trying to that's been my go-to when I can't seem to get anything else. But I'll throw the kitchen sink. Like,
yep.
I mean, if it's not a Texas rig, then I'll throw wacky. Those are my two go-to. But like I said, I spend a lot of time, more time than I should, sitting and switching baits. Like, just trying to figure out what they're hitting on, what color they're going to hit on. And then some of this stuff, I'm just like, I haven't really practiced it. I don't know how it's going to go, but hey, I'm just going to chunk it. So I'll throw it out there and then just try and figure it out. And then I'm also, I buy stuff that just looks cute. So off the wall, like weird crap, I'll buy it and just throw it out there. Half the time that really doesn't work, but it's worth a shot. Like,
you never know.
It caught something. It caught a fisherman. So
yeah,
go for it.
I have about 150 crankbaits that are pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Carly Joe says, hey guys.
Hey Carly.
Hey Carly, how's it going?
Denise says, hello, Kathy from Sam Rayburn. She's an awesome angler and person.
She was my first pro that I was on Rayburn with.
I
caught the catfish and the perch. Yeah. And she was cracking up laughing. And I was just sitting there watching her flip docks like it was nothing. I'm like, how do you do that? And like, she was just skipping it under there. It's like, one of these days, man. That's, I was pushing goals. She's a hell of an angler.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that's one technique. Skipping docks for a co-angler can be difficult because of the power poles and everything else they have back there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lynn Doyle says Kathy just keeps improving. She loves to fish, and we love fishing with her.
She's another competitor. Like, I was right on her tail for Angler of the Year, and she's just awesome. And yeah, we get together and just talk back and forth and try and figure things out, help each other. And I mean, but when we're on the water, we compete. But then we get off the water and we're back to saying, hey, what worked for you? What did this? And things like that. And that's what I love about the WBT is we're very competitive, very competitive. But the learning and the love and the laughter is just amazing. And all of them are just willing to sit and teach you and go over things and just it's everything. It really is.
Cool. Can't beat
Awesome.
that.
Barking Rivers says all of them John Special crankbaits have very few teeth marks and probably never even fished once. I will tell you that is pretty much the truth. I have 150 custom painted crankbaits.
Ooh.
And I barely throw a crankbait. Maybe 50 casts a year.
Yeah, see, I'm not good on crankbaits. Actually, just Thanksgiving, I went to visit my uncle, and he's got a nice sized pond and stuff like that. And I went ahead and that's where I was trying to practice frogs. I was doing that before because I had stopped there before I hit Gunnersville, and I was practicing frogs. Caught a couple and things like that. And then Thanksgiving, I was chunking out Bill Lewis ATV.
Yep.
And just because he had the water was down and he had a lot of grass and stuff. So I wanted to try that and threw it out and caught him. And my husband turned around and he's like, what the heck? He's like, what are you using? And then he had his camera like right there. And I was trying to tell him to get the hook out and stuff. And then later I found out I was being interviewed. And I was like, I didn't know you were videoing.
Surprise.
So it was cool. It was fun. And then my uncle was like, I didn't know I had that in there. And it's like, yeah, it was a pretty good sized fish. I was like, I would have been happy with that in a tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Paula Wilson says, and the food.
Oh my God, the food. Yes. So that's, and the guys are amazing. The husbands, we put them to work. And they do great. So they do the cooking and they'll help us back the boats in and stuff like that. But the food, the conversations, everything, like it's just, and it's awesome. I'm looking forward to February. So
Be here before you know it.
cold. Not the cold.
Yep.
And being on the water, but yeah, I miss those girls so much.
Yeah, it's terrible that it's 80 degrees down there and it's cold.
Right.
It's a different kind of cold. It's a different cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't get the 115 degree summer days either.
No.
Those are, oh my God. Yeah. It just, you walk outside and it just sucks the life right out of you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Another question I have is your Texas rig setup. Do you want to go over that? Rod, reel, line? Or is it buried?
Well, so my stuff is buried. Like, for the first part, like I didn't know what bass rods and reels were supposed to be. I just grabbed a rod, I grabbed a reel, grabbed the combos. Hell, my first one that I went out, I had my dad's rod and reel. Don't even know what it was. It's pretty old, I know that much. And then I had my grandfather's, my papa's. I had his rod, and I actually won third place in Somerville using his rod and reel. I fish 6 rods, and so I just alternate. But now that I've gotten a sponsor, I've kind of upped my game. So now I've got Penn and Luz. I love those two. And then Shimano. So I go with that route. And just now started tying leaders on because like in Texas, we've got dirty lakes. So clean water and stuff was foreign to me. When I fished Arkansas and Missouri, that was That was great. That was horrible timing for me. Like I had no idea. I was not ready for that. So my rigs were not right at all. Like I had braid, and then everybody was like, "You need to put a leader on. You need to do this. You need to do that." And I was like, "I need to learn how to tie a line to a line first." So I'm like YouTubing that and trying to figure that crap out.
Yep.
And yeah, it was crazy. So I need some retribution. Is that how you say it? Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I need to go back and redo that. But it was fun. It was beautiful up there. So,
Oh yeah.
Nice. What bait have you, Lynette Doyle says, what bait have you had the most success on this past year? For her, it was a wacky worm.
It depends on the lake, but Cinco and more shad, red shad, and then blue. Blue black is usually a go-to, especially because we're fishing dirty lakes. So
yeah,
that's an easy in my fallback on is a Cinco, either wackied or Texas rigged. I haven't mastered and I haven't done Carolina too much. I've tried Tokyo and I've seen a video on that and they made it look so cool and how it just like glides down and all this. And I'm like, I don't think I got the gliding thing down right. I was like, ain't nobody biting on my stuff. So like I switched that real quick.
She's a geographical fisherwoman. Texas rig, Carolina rig, Tokyo.
That's old school. That's old school.
Right? I told you I throw everything. I'll try it.
There you go. Got to.
Paula Wilson wants to know what your favorite lake is.
Caddo.
Wow, that's quick. She didn't have to think about that too long.
No, that is my favorite go-to lake. It would be that. It's just all the trees. I mean, granted, you pull up to one spot and you're like, didn't I just fish the same spot? Because it all pretty much looks the same. And the water kind of looks like nicotine water when it comes rushing up in the back of the boat. But it's a beautiful lake. It really is. And just looking around and you know, going through all the trees and all the moss, everything else. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
But everything looks the same. You're right. I know exactly.
Everything looks the same. And this past tournament, I got first place at that lake. So that's another reason why it's got my heart.
I don't blame you.
And that was with Paula.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. So I find it funny because in New York, most of our waters are clear, where you can see sometimes down 15, 20 feet. And we come up to muddy water and it's like, no, let's go somewhere else.
Yep.
and then for you, it's opposite.
Opposite, yep.
Yeah, I love it. I'm like, get me into dirty water and I'll be comfortable. And you get me in clear water and I'm like, what the heck do I throw? Like, what line do I have enough? And when I went and had leader put on there, I didn't know what I was doing. So I went to Bass Pro and I'm talking to these guys and I'm like, hey, I'm from the South. Like I'm fishing this lake and I have no earthly idea. Like it's a clear lake. So help me out. And I was like, I want like 30 yards of leader on there. And they just looked at me like, what? And I was like, well, I need to be able to cast it really long and it needs to go. And they were like, no, normally you just do like 4 or 5. And I was like, but I also hit trees and crap. So like if I keep having to cut it down, I don't know how to tie. So I had to teach myself all that. And I got it figured out, you know, and then I started catching some fish. It just didn't put me on the scales, but I eventually started catching some fish. So I'll get it figured out.
Oh, yeah.
Kat wants to know why you prefer braid over mono or fluorocarbon line.
I'm used to fishing for fish that have teeth. So like all my stuff, it had always had braid on it because I love saltwater. So if I always had a preference to fresh or salt, it's going to be salt. Just because you never know what you're pulling in. It's always like a surprise. And I haven't figured out how to really target fish yet. So like, I'm just, whatever hits the line, hits the line. I'm like, woohoo, I caught something. but yeah, so I've always just gone braid. And then I started
Okay.
teaching myself some of the other stuff, and I put on some, it starts with a C, and don't even have me, I do not know how to say it, the name, copy something or other. But that's clear line. So it's a combo of fluoro and mono. And
Okay.
Copolymer.
Copolymer.
yeah, yeah, see, I got the COP part right.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
So, but it's stretchy, and I'm like, I don't think I like the stretchy. And then I got it all lined up on that, and I'm like, crap. Now I've got to reline my reels, get that off because I don't really like it. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've got time before my first tournament starts
There
and
you go.
stuff like that. And
That's pretty good for moving baits, spinner baits,
Oh, yeah.
and crankbaits.
okay.
Yep.
Well, that's good.
And that braid is really good. It, like a lot of lines, you'll get like a twist in it, and you'll get wind knots. That braid takes a lot of that out. So that is
Yeah.
good.
And I hate wind fishing, but
Yeah, I do too.
yeah.
Wendy Lou says Kathy is my hero.
I love her so much. She is my favorite person in the world. She really is. She helped save my life. I'll say that much. So
Wow.
Okay.
she's awesome.
Stinky River Tom says evening, y'all.
Hey, Tom. How's it going,
Well,
buddy?
that's a hell of a name.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's his birth name.
maybe.
Wendy
would be
Lou says
something.
go Kathy.
There you go. And she may know these folks right here.
There's my girl.
Michaela Dietrich.
Bubba and I are here watching.
Aunt Kathy, Bubba and I are here watching.
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
that's my baby girl.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you prefer going out fun fishing or tournament fishing?
I don't know, both, really.
Okay.
There's something about tournament fishing that, well, for one, it makes me get up at like 3 a.m. Because other than that, I'll throw something at you. But it makes me get up, and then it gets me out there, and then being social and stuff like that. So I love that. The fun fishing, really, I just do fun fishing with my husband. That turns into a competition right there,
Yep.
and I usually always win. So that's always the fun part. But I really thoroughly enjoy tournament. Like, there's something about the morning blast off, like
Yep.
when you go up and you're standing there with all the ladies and just amazing people, and you do the anthem, and it just literally brings a tear to my eye and chokes me up every single time. And I just feel like, my dad and them were with me, so
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, yeah. And that fog kind of coming off the water, and it's so nice and peaceful, and then everybody
it
takes off
is.
60 miles an hour. So
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
just shoo.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you're holding on for dear life. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know much about fog up here, but we get the wind, so
Yeah.
I'll take
That blows it away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take the wind.
Mhm.
And
So
Wendy Lou
it's-
says she'll show you a knot that she uses.
There you
Sweet.
go.
I take all the criticism and the learning and everything that I can take. Like, I'll
Yep.
sit there and learn whatever I can.
Yep. And that's what
Barking.
being a co is about. That's what
Yeah.
being a co is about.
I'll just sit back and watch, and yeah, it's a lot of learning, and it's a lot. I had no idea going into it what I was getting into, but
Yep.
I'm so happy I did. And my husband's the greatest, and support and things like that. It's just go have fun. I feel guilty when I know that I'm on the lake in this beautiful place, and it's lakes that he's never fished and never seen. So I'm trying to take pictures and send it to him, and he's at work, and then he's just like, don't feel bad, 'cause if I had the opportunity, I'd have already been gone. So I was like, okay. It was like, true. So
Barking Ruger says braid is the mayonnaise of the fishing world. Put it on everything.
right. So
Yeah,
you can't
great.
go wrong with braid. And then
Mm.
so once you have it, and then if you hit a clear lake or if you go somewhere else, just tie a leader on and go. So
Yeah, and it lasts a lot longer. You can run
and
that
it
braid for
lasts.
2 or 3. Yeah, that's another
Yeah,
advantage.
definitely.
Yeah.
And then you can hit salt water and just poof, there you go.
There you
Just
go.
have to clean your reels out a little bit. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I've got some reels and stuff that I've designated as bait catchers. So I'll chunk those out and catch my little bait, and then have my husband do the dirty work and throw me on some cut bait.
There you go. Can't beat that.
Yeah.
Well, Rob, you got anything?
Let's see. We got a quick comment from Miss Paula Duke Wilson. Said, "What are the trails you fishing this year?" Or I guess she means upcoming year.
Upcoming year, I'm gonna fish WBT, of course. Love them. And then I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and do East Texas ladies with Denise and them. I am fishing the LBAA, but due to them this coming year being like very spread out, which is awesome. Like that's gonna help them so much. But I am, of course, they're fishing Caddo, so I'm hitting Caddo.
Oh yeah.
So I believe that's going to be the only one that I'm going to be able to fish, unless I pull something off work wise and maybe go up to Table Rock. If I do that, then I'll be swinging by and stealing my sister again and heading up there. But for sure, WBT, East Texas, and the Caddo for LBAA.
Okay.
Nice.
Sounds good. Now, what going into co-angling? I mean, you've been in it for a little while. What has kind of surprised you the most, kind of getting into it? What do you think? Something that you didn't expect that you're like, hey, I really like that.
The gear.
Yeah.
Oh my God, hauling the gear is ridiculous because the boater has the capability. I mean, they have everything they need and want on their boat. A co-angler, you're for one at the mercy of the boater. For
Yeah.
two, you're at the mercy of can your back handle carrying all your crap. Like before I got a backpack, which if you're out there and you're starting brand new to co-anglers, get the rod mule for one to carry all of your rods,
Got it.
and you can get that at Tackle Warehouse. And then also invest in a backpack, a fishing
Yep.
backpack. That's I got mine at Bass Pro. It's like $119, and I love it. I shove everything in there, of course, and that thing actually probably weighs a good like 50 to 60, maybe more than that. But yeah, just hauling everything and then trying to figure out and make a choice of what all you're going to take on the boat. So I take everything.
Yeah.
So then I look at some other co-anglers and they're just taking like a couple of little bags, and I'm like, what? And then I look at my stuff and I've got like 6 rods and freaking a backpack and 2 smaller freaking tackle box of things and stuff, and a grocery little bag of my snacks. And I'm like, can all this fit on your boat? Like, like, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm taking up so much room and things like that. But the boaters they're awesome and they understand. Most of them, like, they've all been in the co-angler spot too, and they're just like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
And it seemed like it. I don't care if you take everything you got. There'll be one thing that you
You
forget,
don't have.
and your boater will always. You can have a couple, man. It ain't no
Yeah,
big deal.
and you're just like we're throwing the same thing. You're throwing the same Cinco, but you're not throwing the same color. And then they're getting hits like crazy, and I'm like, what color are you throwing? And then they'll say it, and I'm like, I'm going through, and I've got a ton of different colors of the same stupid bait and everything else, but I don't have that color. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So then they're like, yeah, here, you can go ahead and have a couple of these. So then when I get off the water, like I'm making mental notes. I've got to go and get this color. So then I go, and then I end up, I can't go into Academy. I can't go into Bass Pro without dropping stupid amount of money. And then my husband's just laughing at me, and I'm like, go find a chair or something, because like I'm gonna be here a minute. And then I'm like, I don't have this color. Oh, this is cute. And I don't know if it'll catch fish, but it caught me. So so it's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah. It's a lot. There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Michaela says you got your great niece and nephew obsessed now too.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're so
There you go.
cute.
Now-
they catch it and they try and hold the little fish up. It's adorable.
Oh,
Yeah. Me, I being in the north, I have smallmouth and largemouth both. And so when I pack for a fishing trip, I usually pack smallmouth stuff and largemouth stuff. Well, I had one of those backpacks, and I'm like, well, I'm getting too old for this. So I ended up getting a suitcase on wheels.
Oh, nice.
And
That's actually a thought.
and people pick on me. I'm like, look, all I got to do is throw that stuff in the bag and
That's
dump it out.
actually, yeah, that's a really good thought. Of course, that doesn't fit in the storage compartment in the back of the boat.
Nope.
So that's the problem. My backpack doesn't fit in their storage compartment, but the other two little bags do. So I'm just like, this will sit between my legs. And then by the end of the tournament, I've got crap everywhere. Like it's all combined, it's all stuck in my little area. But like I've got baits out because they're not back in the same bag. So now like I've got a bag full of spent baits that I'm like, you're not catching anything. So just take off, re-rig. So they never find their way back into the same little home bag that they came in. And I'm just like, yeah, it's crazy. And then for LBAA, then I have to go back to the hotel for that first day because they're 2-day fisher tournaments. And then I have to go back to the hotel and then spread all my crap out on the floor. It looks like a murder board of fishing stuff. I mean, it's hilarious. And I take pictures and send it to my family. I'm like, check this out. I was like, my stuff's really growing and it's really heavy. And so when I went to Missouri and Arkansas, I made a detour into Oklahoma, and my sister lives up there, and I stole her and brought her with me. And so she got to see everything. That was so awesome. Unfortunately, it was those two new lakes to me that she didn't get to see me cross because I didn't know what I was fishing. So those two tournaments I did really bad. Learned a lot, but did really bad. So
yeah, it happens.
But she got to help me, and she saw my routine and everything, and she's like OCD like me, and so she was happy to help me organize, get everything laid out, all this. And she was like, what can I do to help? And oh my god, this is so much stuff, and this is fun. And it really is. That's my fun thing, is laying everything out and getting it all organized and stuff. It's like really therapeutic, I guess. And then she's crafty, so she was also looking at the bait keepers, the that you put over your crankbaits, so you don't get stuck and all that good stuff. So she was like, oh, I can make those. So I gave her one, and I was like, here, just use this as a template and do whatever. And she was like, what colors and all this. So I'm still looking forward to that. So whenever she gets time, make those.
Cool.
I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this. MODAL. Model.
Model A.
She says Kathy's been
Model A.
Model A.
Okay.
Kathy's been fishing since a little.
Yeah. Okay, so that's my that's my uncle.
Wayne.
My uncle
Wayne
Wayne and my Aunt Angie. I love y'all.
Yeah, super proud of you.
She they sent me, so she got me this winter heat jacket that she was like, do you have this, and sent it to me. She sent me a picture of it, and I looked, and it's got like, it's heated in the front, and it's like all heated and whatnot. And I was like, no, I don't have that. I was like, that's kind of cool. And I didn't really see the need for it, really, because where I live and stuff. But come February, being out, oh my god, yeah, so that I will be totally all snug as bug in my jacket.
And thankful.
Very, very thankful. As soon as I got it, and then I looked, and then I saw our schedule, and I was like, oh heck yeah. So I'm going to be charging stuff up. I got little hand warmer things, but that jacket's going to be my lifesaver out on that water, because it is just so cold. And I actually had it when we were fishing. She had sent it to me, and I had it before I went up to Missouri and Arkansas. But I was like, it was summer. So I was like, it's not gonna be, well, it wasn't summer, it was like spring or somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm not gonna need it. I'm just gonna, so I rode up there and it was so flipping cold in the morning. I looked at my sister and I was like, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. And so I was like, lessons learned. You would have thought I would have learned it in Arkansas on that first one. I did the same thing again the next month in Missouri. I didn't bring it with me. And I'm just like, ooh. And my poor sister, she's like this big. And so she's down there. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do this again. I'm done. I'm taking that jacket with me every single time. So
Yeah, I'll blame you.
just to be on the safe side.
Yeah. That's like fishing in the fall up here. In the mornings, it'll be 25, 30 degrees. In the afternoon, it'll be 70.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be crazy.
Do you have any bucket list bodies of water you haven't that you'd like to go see?
Bucket
fish?
list? Oh,
Yes.
do I ever? I want to fish Alaska so bad. And because I want to see the bears and just the halibut up there, the salmon, things like that. That would be awesome. My number one really would be fish the Amazon. I want to catch a peacock bass in the Amazon because I also want to see the anaconda. I love snakes. So if I could pull that off, that would be amazing. Don't really see that, and I don't want to deal with the bugs. So that's like a hit miss. So I have to settle for catching a peacock bass probably in Florida. But so yeah, those would be my two main things. But other than that, I just want to fish. I would love to fish every state.
There you go.
And have that checked off. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah. I think Christine Fisher has, I think, pretty close.
Really? Yeah, I've seen she cracks me up, man. I would
She's
love
good.
I would love I would love to learn from her too and just sit back and watch her. But I've seen some of her stuff and things like that. Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. And then seeing what she does on a kayak alone, like I'm a huge klutz, so I'm afraid of going that route. Like I would, yeah, I will totally tip. But yeah, it's pretty cool. But
Yep.
Right. Is there any lakes that you don't want to go back to?
Rayburn.
We all have our one. I got one. So we all have our one.
I mean, it's pretty. It's pretty. Yep. But I don't seem to catch anything from there. But so I take that back now that I think about it. So my first, the first LBAA was on Rayburn. Was it Rayburn? Yeah, it was Rayburn. And I was and that was my first, that was my first LBAA tournament. So that was my first time fishing 2 days in a row. Like, because the WBT and stuff, we're only 1 day fishing tournament. Okay. And so going on that, and I had Denise my first time, and her motor went down. Ooh. And so it was looking like we weren't going to be able to fish or anything. Well, we ended up pulling it off, and we went out just on trolling motor alone that whole day. So we stayed pretty close to wherever, and I caught fish. So I can't. That's just that one time though. It's just that one time that I remember catching fish, and I caught two, and I got to walk. That was the only time that I walked the stage for LBAA, except for the championship. Was that one, I believe. Okay. And but yeah, so far Rayburn is not my favorite.
Yep.
Can you think of a fun experience that you've had, or silly, or crazy, or something along that lines?
A fishing tournament or non-tournament?
Either in general. Yeah.
It's always crazy and fun with my husband. There was one time that we were on our pontoon boat out here at Calaveras. We live right next to Calaveras, south side of San Antonio. And we were out on the pontoon, and we didn't check the gas level. And it was windy as hell and everything else. Well, we're out in the middle of the lake, and we run out of gas. well, with the wind and everything hitting, it started pushing us closer and closer to the rocks. And I was just like, oh, heck. And so we're trying to call anybody and everybody that kind of lives close to us, but they don't really live close to us. We ended up getting his boss or his ex-boss ended up coming out, bribed some guys $20 to get them to take him out to us so he could, put some gas in our boat and get us away from the rocks. By the time they got there, we were probably about 5 feet from the rocks.
Ooh.
And so that was kind of dicey. And with all the wind and everything else, it was like the mini Bering Sea. I mean, it was just whoosh, it was crazy. So yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And adventurous. With the tournament, gosh, that's fun regardless. Like some of those ladies are just a crack up, and I mean it's just fun.
Yeah. Tony Meyer says Uncle Dennis and I are watching and are proud of you and what you are doing.
Oh, thank you, and I love y'all so much.
And Michaela says, Mama wanted me to tell you that she's watching and so proud of you.
Mama. That's my mom.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Mom.
Rhonda Pitt says, take a black Sharpie and color the braid about 2 feet up, invisible to the fish.
Oh, sweet.
Yep, great tip. Yep, great tip.
And I've got all the color Sharpies in my backpack too. So
there you go.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah. Rhonda's good. She's good.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah.
Super good. So
yeah, I can't wait to hear her talk about chatterbaits.
I can't either because I've caught one fish on a chatterbait. Didn't even know I had the booger on there. Like I was fishing, I was trying to reel it in, and it was in Missouri. And I just chunked it out there, and it was red. It was crawfish or fire red. And we were practice fishing. It was the only time that I got to practice fish up there was just that one day, and it was with Deanna. And I chunked it out there, and I was trying to reel it up, and we were going to move. And I was like, what the hell is going on with my line? And like, I thought my drag was too loose. So I was sitting there tightening it, and I'm reeling. She was like, what's going on? I was like, I have no clue. And then it gets closer, and she was like, do you have a fish? And I was like, I still don't know. And then I looked, and I was like, I'll be dang, I do. I was like, I have a fish. And it was a good sized fish. And I was like, look at her. It's like, that's the first time I caught something on a chatterbait. I was like, that they do work.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be some good information right there.
Oh yeah.
That's my sister.
Yep, Patty. Yep. She says, hey sis.
Hi, Patty.
All right. Pam Horn, better late than never. Kathy was all in as my co-angler at Table Rock.
Yeah, I was sitting there and I was watching her like crazy and and I was hoping I would draw her because I wanted to be on the boat and kind of find out how she fishes and stuff like that and everything. And I look up to her and stuff. So yeah, I was happy I got to fish with her. So
you definitely got paired one to best. Yep, definitely.
Yeah, the next one I really want to pair with is Pam Martin Wells. So
there you go.
Yeah. So much prayers out to her and getting, with all the help and everything. So prayers out there.
Yeah. Thank you. Anything else, Rob?
No, I said it being a co-angler, I said you learn so much. Every angler you fish with has a different favorite technique or confidence technique. And talking about chatterbaits, I got a guy I actually fished with twice last year. He whacked them. I netted all his fish, and he caught like 24 pounds. I'm like, yeah, wow. I gotta start fishing chatterbaits. So and he fishes it year round. It don't matter where he's at. He fishes it year round, and he's good at it. So it opened my eyes. So another thing, you get to see so many techniques, and like I said, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And then learning like spinner baits. I don't even know how to fish those. And then I got paired up, and it was regular. And I got to learn that technique and how to do it right. When I was chunking it
Yep.
out there, and I was just like, I have no idea. And she was like, no, slow down and do this and do that. And I was like, okay, and I'll be damned. Like, soon I got into the boat and whoosh, here come a
Yep.
fish. That was exciting. Of course, he jumped off, but that was still exciting. Like, he wasn't a keeper anyways. He was a little dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
the little tweaks though. There's little tweaks you learn.
Yeah, so
You'll use it in the future and have success.
exactly, and so that was fun. And then Gunnersville, I was chunking at practice. I was throwing spinner baits. So I was like, you know what? I've got a feeling about this. So practice time, I was throwing them out and caught a 3-pounder. And
Okay.
unfortunately, I wasn't able to repeat that on tournament days. Like, I was like, man, if I could do that again. Of course it didn't happen, but like it was good practice, and I got photos to prove I caught fish on gunners. So like
That's more than I did.
Yeah. John had a tough day. But one thing, talking about Gunnersville, that's where my partner caught 24 pounds,
Oh
and I
man.
fished a spinner bait behind him, and that's how I caught him. So if your boater's fishing chatterbait, fish spinner bait.
Okay, that's good. That's
Yep.
really good to know.
I learned that day the hard way, but I learned it.
And if your boater's catching more than you, cut his line. Your nephew Colton's here and says hi.
Oh, that's my nephew. Hi guy. He just caught this monster freaking fish.
Yeah, I see it on his picture there.
Yeah,
That is a beast.
and he was my sister-in-law sent me that message yesterday, and he was like, it's got to be 15. I was like, like, it's huge. That's bigger than anything I've ever caught. And the thing about those fat fish is when you get them in, you're like, holy crap, it's huge. It's got to be like 15 pounds. And then you weigh it, and it's like
Yep.
9. It weighs less than you would actually think. Like, it's crazy. But that's the biggest. I would fall over and cry if I caught that, honestly.
Hey, good job, Colton.
I'm so proud of him. That's awesome.
Yeah, good job, Colton. That's a tank, man. Hey,
Yeah,
hats off to
really
you, buddy.
is.
That's a good one.
That's awesome.
For sure.
Yeah. So proud of him.
Travis Birch says, "What's up,
Travis,
Kathy?"
He's the sweetest guy. He's really gonna do something with LBAA.
Oh yes.
I think that's awesome. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy, super guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now for the tough question.
What's that?
What's your favorite homemade cookie?
So that would be my grandmother's. And I can't think of the name of it. It was like a little noodle thing. It's Chinese noodles and butterscotch. So I have no idea.
Okay.
And then like a peanut butter fudge. But she made them all homemade. And I'm slacking because I didn't make any. I've got the recipes for it, but I didn't make any this year. But it would be those.
Yeah. Kat says you have to have them snacks. That's for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah. So my boat snacks, they're honey buns and beef jerky. Then I was
That's
gonna
my favorite.
And then I was gonna try and go the healthier route and have, and I heard one of the guys that fish the Bass Pro and all that, they were like boiled eggs and da da da, and I was like, so I tried that, and it fills you up. I mean, it does, but yeah, I still like my beef jerky though.
Yeah, that's me.
And it's just something quick to hurry up and eat and just still fish. So
It don't matter if it's hot or cold; it's still good.
yeah, right, perfect.
Yep.
Travis Birch says, "Merry Christmas, everyone."
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
And Kat says, "Got a heated vest on the way. Can't wait to try it. Doesn't like the cold."
They're awesome. Yeah, you're gonna love it. I promise.
I can't wait.
Amanda says we're all watching in Florida.
That's
all right. So
go ahead.
We're at a time where we'd like to give you some time to yourself and talk about your sponsors and people who've helped you along the way. So go ahead, have fun.
My husband for sure. I couldn't have done any of this without him. Like his support and everything, everything that we've been through, it's been amazing. My family support, as you can see, they're all over Oklahoma, Florida, Minnesota, Texas,
New York.
New York. Yeah, New York. Actually in Japan too. So
wow.
they're, yeah, my niece, she's a Marine. And the support from them is just amazing. And then of course Wendy Lou for getting me involved in it and really helping me along the way and keeping tabs on me. Like I was going through a lot back in 2020 and 2021, and she kept tabs on me and everything else, and I was able to get better and get my focus on straight and get healthy again. And I was able to do that. So 2023 and 2022 I came back a little bit, and I had shoulder surgery. And then 2023 come back and fish pretty much all the whole year and do
Okay.
that. And then 2024, of course, fish that and do good on that. Sponsor wise, my uncle HLCC, I couldn't fish any of it without him. He's huge supporter. I love him to death. And he's helped me sponsor me and able like financially and get that out there. I don't understand sponsorships and stuff like that. So he's kind of helped me understand that. So that's really helped. And that's pretty cool. So also if anybody is out there and having boat trouble in San Antonio area or close to San Antonio surrounding, y'all can go over to Ron Hoover, and my husband is the boat tech. So he is the best boat tech I know. And not just saying that because he's my husband, but he always amazes me and gets all kinds of stuff going and working and stuff like that. And then if you're in the market to buy a boat, well, of course you can buy it at Ron Hoover too, and RVs. They got great sales for RVs and stuff like that. We're gonna eventually get one from there. But also I've got a buddy, Wayne Wooden, and he's super good and will find you whatever boat you're looking for. And he's over at Premier Yamaha Boating Center. So super awesome guy. So if y'all are in the neighborhood and looking for a boat, go see him at Premier Yamaha. And I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good folks, all supporting you.
Yeah.
Wendy Lou says, I have watched Kathy since her first tournament. I'm amazed and proud of how much she has learned, adapted, and excelled.
I love her. She really is awesome. She'll go out of her way above and beyond to help anyone and things like that. It's just truly amazing person.
Awesome. All right. Anything else from you, Rob?
No, we enjoyed it, and it sounds like you're going places. You'll be a boater before we know it. We'll keep eye on you. And
that's another thing. So if Ron Hoover's watching, hey, give me a boat, throw me in a boat. I'll go fish wherever, and then I'll just promote y'all all over the place.
There you go.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
All right. Anything else? Wendy Lou, you ready? If your boater misses a topwater bite and gives up on it, or you miss a topwater bite, quit reeling, grab a rod worm and throw that spot and let it sink and twitch 80% of the time you catch it.
That's how I got Cato. That's how I got Cato. Yeah. So my boater was she was pitching and throwing, and God bless her, she was freaking awesome. She had determination. She was throwing frog all day, and she did, and she was catching some lunkers. I mean, some good ones. And right behind her, I was chunking out, my Cinco and stuff like that, and just flipping as much as I could. And yeah, that's how I got them. And I was able to cull. I had never culled before. And so that was my first time for culling. And there was some other firsts in there I can't remember right off the top of my head. But yeah, it was pretty cool. That was an amazing trip.
Deanna Laverne says, hey, Kathy.
Hey. there you are. Hi.
Colton says, how do you think the one I caught the other day on would do in a tournament on my PFP?
That would win you. That would be your kicker fish for sure.
That wouldn't big bass.
Like,
that wouldn't big bass.
That would be, for one, get you big bass, and for two, yeah, that would get you your, if that was your kicker fish, you'd win first.
Oh yeah.
And he caught it in a neighborhood drainage pond.
Wow.
Wait.
That's even more impressive, man.
That
That's
is
impressive.
right. Nice.
That's
Don't
pretty
tell
good.
anybody where you got that.
Yeah,
David
keep that
Meyer
secret.
says hello.
Right. That's my other nephew.
Hey, David, how's it going?
That's my little nephew.
Oh, okay.
UB is watching.
That's my uncle for the HLCC, my Uncle Brian. So we just shortened it to UB. He loves it.
Colton says caught a 6-inch baby on a beetle spin today.
Nice. Now I'm gonna have to go look up what a beetle spin is.
It's
There's
an
so many-
old lure.
And
It's been around.
I probably have it.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah.
But
So,
It's probably about 10 years older than he is, or 20
and
probably.
it's probably like I got some of the stuff from my dad's fishing stuff, which
Oh,
funny
yeah.
because I never remember ever seeing him catch a fish. Like I always remember him fishing, but I never really remember him catching a fish.
It's not always. It's about the time. It's not about the.
And that's what Pam Horn said is. But when you're a kid, you're like, I want to catch a fish. So now when I'm out there, I feel like because he passed away like 15 years ago, something
Wow.
like that. So so now I feel like he's with me every time I'm out there and stuff. And if I'm having a crap of a day, I'm just like, hey, Dad, throw me a bone, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm saying my grandfather used to smoke Prince Albert, and I smell Prince Albert on the lake, and it just brings back all the memories. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I got one quick tip for you. When you have all them lures, I got to where I have one of those little 3600 Plano boxes, and I drill a bunch of holes in the bottom, and I throw my used lures in there. And at the end of the day, I got it in one little compartment, and it has little holes to drain all the water out.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay,
Yeah,
I just steal that one.
Yeah, you can steal it. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, that's worked real well for me last season.
That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, especially if you got like a favorite bait or something, you know exactly where it is. It ain't in the seats, ain't under the console, so it keeps everything right there. So that helped me a lot. So
that's a really good idea. That's a good tip.
Yep.
All right, Kathy. Well, thank you for coming on. Have a good Christmas. Enjoy it. It was fun getting to learn about you and a little bit to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah,
and,
it was
what
fun.
drives you and So we'll try to get you come on again sometime, especially after Caddo when you win that one on the LBA tournament.
Fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, we'll be watching. We'll be watching you.
By then, hopefully my fishing room will be done. I'm looking at a renovation room right now that's just it's baby blue back here, but it's gonna be a dark purple. I like gothy stuff. So, but yeah, pegboards, all kinds of it's gonna look awesome. So hopefully by then I can just like show you around. It's gonna be super cute.
Okay.
Super weird.
Yeah. Think about purple. Check. There's a new Lose reel come out called ISO Lose ISO reel. It's purple and black. So check it out. You might like it.
Okay. Yeah. Then that would be my go-to then. That's
there
awesome.
you go. They're good little reels. They got a little reel. They got one. So they're pretty awesome.
Nice.
And,
Melissa Hodges. Hi, Kat. Love from it.
Wow.
My cousin. I told you, Minnesota. We're everywhere.
Boy, you ain't kidding.
and they fish up there. I want to ice fish up there so bad. I've never ice fished before, but yeah. So I'm hoping my cousin Mikey up there will take me out and go catch some muskie and some pike, and that would be awesome.
Just don't forget your heated jacket.
Hell no.
All right. Well, you have a good night. Have a great holiday season, and we'll get in touch with you about having you come on again.
Okay, yeah, definitely. It was a blast. I was nervous, but this
No,
was awesome.
You like
This
a
is
pro.
awesome.
You're already like a pro, girl. So, well, we
That
did
works for
enjoy
me.
it. Yeah, we
Okay.
did enjoy having you on, and best of luck next season.
Thanks. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
All right,
All
you
right,
too,
see
guys.
ya.
Yep.
All right,
Bye,
see ya.
guys.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Oh no. Okay.
We got,
Whew.
but boy, she's for just starting in 2020, she's won an event already. She's light years ahead of me already.
Yeah. Me too.
Yep.
So are we doing a show tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Christmas Eve?
We'll do.
Or do you wanna
Yeah, that's right. It is Christmas Eve. I
Yeah.
work today, so my mind, I'm all over the calendar. So
Yeah. All right. So we won't do a show tomorrow, but we'll do it New Year's Eve.
there you go. I'm with you. We can kind of do a review and kind of best of. So I think I like that. I like it. 'Cause I'm not sure what I'm doing tomorrow night yet. So yeah.
Me either. But everybody have a good night. Be safe. Enjoy the holidays, and hopefully get some. Contact us. Let us know. On our social media sites what kind of new tackle you got.
Yep.
And Merry Christmas to you, Deanna.
Hey, thanks, Deanna. Hope you have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you and yours.
All right.
And guys, thanks for tuning in. Give us a like and share. We all appreciate you. And said Merry Christmas to all, and have a Happy New Year's and even a better 2025.
Yes, sir.